are such an asshole.
Hello, children. I don't know if it's a request. It just kind of rambles on here. Hello, Cappy. Please make this a video reply. Also, keep identifying information private. I want your advice on my situation. What am I doing right? And or what should I change? I'm mid-20s, single, no kids that I know of, and still living with my parents in a state that's nice. I pay for all my bills, a few $100s in rent every month, and will live here till my father retires, which won't be for at least another year or two. Okay. For clarification, I still live here because it benefits me financially. My parents like me here. I'm okay if you stay there for a while. As I've said before, if you're working two jobs, going to school and working, it's stupid to pay that much for rent. But you can't just sit there and do nothing. And it sounds like you're doing something, which is good. I'm just saying for everybody out there, there's a time to live with your parents, especially today. And by I mean a time to live with your parents, meaning you are busting your ass off for 4 years that you would have otherwise been going to college. You're saving all that money on rent. And as I've done the numbers before, you'll save average returning index fund. You'll save anywhere between 150 to 200,000 if you work at two full-time jobs, or ideally one job with overtime, and you bank all that money. And by the time all your dickless wonder fuck nuts, high school buddies graduate with their truly worthless jokes of degrees, you will be sitting on way more money with no debt and actually have a shot at retiring. But you have to do the work. So here's what I want to know, where once the short-term goal of $3,000 is reached, you've been living at home for that long and you don't even have $3,000? This is where Paul over at the Come On Man podcast is, right? He's at a little bit of a kerfuffle with the audience where he's like, "Nah, dude, you should be living on your own. People living at home with their parents are losers." Generally, over time, yes, I'm a little bit more understanding that rent is super high. Dude, you've had a long time to save up a shit ton of money and you don't even have $3,000. I'm sorry, your dad didn't care. If you were my son, you wouldn't have nuts. You'd have pancakes, little tiny pancakes, because I would have kicked you in your fucking nuts so many times. You'd be out by that time. Like if I had my dad, I've graduated from high school. I'm like, cool, what's your plan? Well, I want to live at home. I'm like, tell me more. I want to work two jobs. One would be a security guard. The other would be driving Uber. I'm just going to work and bust my ass off and sleep and do what you told me. All right, fine. You can stay here rent free. Dad, I'm going to be in my mid-20s and not have any fucking money saved up. Oh my. I'd be like, nope, you're out. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I didn't know I raised an American. I help around. Now, you do pay a little bit of rent, so that's good. I help around the property. My father likes that Emil is here with my mother and older sister when he's gone for most of the days out of the week. For work, I didn't go to college and have zero debt now outside of a low credit card. I used to pay for all my wants and needs except rent. I pay the card off every month. I took a swing at many different jobs, including 2 trades. The factory job I work at now pays more, has better benefits, is 100 times easier than any job I've had before. Good, you found your job. Okay. Now it's done fucking around time. Now it took you way more years to figure this out than it should have, but now it's done fucking around time. Now you sit the fuck down and you work your ass off and start saving money. However, the economy going the way it is, the economy is going to go the way it's going to go. You sit the fuck down and you work. I want a little more job security. So when the next promotion job comes up, the next bump up job comes up later on in a year, I will go for that. It's you take a pay cut from what you make now, which is enough to live on for an individual man. But they will pay me to go to school and I will get the hours on the job. After graduation, I will get a significant dollar per hour raise, which would be almost a 17% raise per hour, depending on time of year. We get a lot of overtime. Okay, good. Anything past 40 hours is time and a half. So let me do some math here. Let's just see if this is a good wage. No, hang on. I got to do the math wrong. Okay, 5. Okay, so you make it that times 1.5. You are making $46 an hour. That is a handsome, at overtime. That is a handsome wage. That is a very handsome wage. You can live off of that, and you didn't have to go to college. Now, imagine if you did this the first thing you did out of high school. That would have been, hang on, let me just see if I'm right. Let me just see if I'm right. Okay. We got to take out taxes and living expenses. Let's just say half because you don't have to. Okay, so that's that. 1, 2, 3. How many years you alive? How many years has it been? That's okay. Now, this isn't to say you didn't work beforehand, but you could have saved up $320,000 if you did this right off the bat out of high school. That doesn't include any capital gains, by the way. That's just cash you would have saved up. Would $320,000 help you in your mid-20s right now? What did you do with all the money? You must have done something, some kind of job. Where's the $320,000? Okay, if I make it into, and Sundays are double time. Oh, jeez. I'll be able to work 60 hours plus per week. Just about every year we get a cost of living adjustment, though the last 2 years has been more than that due to inflation. I've finally gotten my head on my ass to stop being a mindless consumer. I want to know what you bought. Even if you were working one job at McDonald's, the money had to accrue. Where's the fucking money? Don't tell. See, this is what gets me. Everyone gives me guff for charging $500. That includes tax for the minimalism course. Meanwhile, I'm like, where's the $320,000? Where'd it go? Don't tell me. Do not tell me I'm overcharging for a minimalism course when so much money, so much wealth rides on it. Which, by the way, is closed. Not for you, client, sir, but for everyone else. Like, yeah, maybe I should get serious about retiring. Well, too bad. It's closed. Won't be open till next year. It's time to get my finances in order. Oh, you think so? It wasn't many years ago you should have done that? Starting next year, this is my game plan. I plan on putting 10% on a Roth 401k. My company gives me a 6% match, but it'll go in a traditional 401k. Sounds good so far. Then I'll continue to max out my HSA. My company puts $600 every year for that also. Okay, sounds good so far. Then when I get my paycheck, I will have it split into 3 separate banks by 50, 30, 20. 50 will go to both my needs and wants. 30% go to investing on top of the investing you already do. 20% will go towards my next maxing out my Roth IRA and a dividend growth account of whatever is left. This sounds good. The other 10% want to gamble in crypto and potential big gains. Great distribution. I like that. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee the highest rate of return, but it's diversified. It's better than pissing away your money on whatever it was you were before. Then I will then funnel profits into a dividend growth account if you have profits. Rinse and repeat. Lastly, the 20% goes towards savings, which will consist of a short-term emergency fund at a bank and a long-term emergency fund, a high-yield online savings account. Once the short-term goal of $3,000 is reached, I will then begin to put more in a long-term account until I have my 6-month beginning savings, newish piece of shit card down there. Here's what I want to know. I'm no forensic accountant. You pissed away your money on something. Are you going to stop pissing away your money? Where did the money go? Where did it go? Because all this is nice, but unless you stop spending your money, it won't matter. And you had a golden opportunity, man. Living at home that long, you could have been set for retirement. You could have dropped that $300,000 in the S&P 500, been done, DUN, done. And then you could have you could have bought a house. You could have been one of the 20-somethings that bought a house. No, it must have been a truck or car or a girl or some kind of other horrifically bad investment, or not investment, pissing away of money. No, but I like it. Your plan is great. Your plan is great. I think I mean, I don't know if I'd even tweak anything. It sounds like you thought about it and you're diversifying some things. The only thing I hope is that your parents let you live there a little bit longer. I hope your parents let you live there a little bit longer. So the majority of your money, you could save a lot of money in that first year. So let's make it so that by the time we're in the 30s, you might have that $300,000. That's assuming your parents let you stick around until you're 30. I just get a kick out of, there's no hope. I can't do anything. Oh, fuck the employers. And I'm somewhat sympathetic. I get it. Fuck the employers. But don't tell me if your parents are letting you live at home. Like, that is a godsend right now if your parents let you live at home and you capitalize on it. Before you're 30, you kind of got your retirement taken care of. But nope, we don't want to work 2 jobs. We want to sit there and mope. Or in your case, piss away the money. So you better stop spending the money, man, on whatever you were spending that money on. You better stop spending it. Otherwise, that plan is all paper. All right. Link below, you will find, what the hell was that? Why does the computer do things it never asked it to? All right, link below, 2 resources. Bachelor Pad Economics, for those of you who want to get your financial act together. It's a book. And then The Dad You Never Had, because your dad didn't kick you in your nuts hard enough. And part of that course, The Dad You Never Had, it's available on Teachable, also linked below, is a financial planning chapter. I don't know if you want to read a book. There's Bachelor Pad Economics. The problem is you got to read it. All right. The Dad You Never Had, I think, is a 12-hour course. We don't have to read, just have to sit and listen to it and view it because there's a fair amount of charts and data. Any super chats? We got super. Drew, $2. How much prison time do you think SBF will get? Oh, I don't know. They don't seem to like him too much, and he screwed over all the wrong people. I don't know. What's SBF charges? I mean, what's he charged of? Fraud. Prison time for fraud up to 30. Bank fraud could be up to 30 years. Okay. What did he have? And then money laundering. That's the other charge. Money laundering. 20 years. Wow. Yeah. What did the other guy get? Yeah, he could. He could get 10, 15 years. Yeah. Drew, $2. He needs a $1,400 a month truck payment. Yep. Imagine that, all the money and freedom he could have had if he didn't. I'm curious what he spent the money on. I'm really curious. All right, that's it. Links to resources below. Consider dropping the money on them so you're not poor. Oh, Drew again. $2. I got the cash to max out my Roth for 2024 on 1/1. Good. I already did my taxes. I'm just waiting for the remainder of December receipts to come in, and then I gotta wait for 10. But most of my stuff will be done. The GF and I worked on the taxes, so I can irk Ryan Stone. That's basically my goal with that. All right, I'm sure there's more on the way. See you guys later. Toodles.